Okay, so you took. Okay, hold on, let me see. Yes. Okay, I think it's working now, y'all. Oh my gosh. 3 minutes in and something was not working. I want to shout out to Casey Ariel for letting me know there was no sound. Thank you so much, because I was here yapping away and you guys could not hear me. And then I saw Cole show up and Stallone. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys. You guys are so awesome. Okay. I hope you can hear me now so that we can jump in. That was wild. See, that's the beauty of live, right? Like, I'm like, what the hell? I was enjoying going along and you guys couldn't hear me. Thank you, Casey. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I think we can jump in now and get going. Karanda said I thought it was me. I'm glad I can hear you. I didn't want to miss it. Okay, we're here. Hopefully, we are able to pull this live down and re-edit and pull it back up. But if you're watching and you are a few minutes in and you're watching the replay, definitely say hi, hello. Tech issues happen all the time on live stream. And guess what? If it can happen to me, it can happen to you. But what really matters is the bounce back, is how you come back and how you bring your energy back up and connect with people, right? Yes, Stallone. We're good. We're ready to go. Wasn't that crazy? Okay, so y'all know I have my notes in front of me, and so I will be looking down every so often just to make sure I'm on track, because the way my brain works, I have so much info in here. I want to make sure that I'm giving you my all. I want to make sure I'm giving you everything, because this is good. So when we think about the evolution of live streaming, I want you to tell me, like, when we think about live streaming and what it's going to be in 2025, what it is right now and what it was when you know, it first started, I want you to remind me if you can think about like the first live stream you ever watched, or the first live stream you ever watched. You know, I want to think about that. Like, I know for me, maybe it was Periscope, guys. Like, was it Periscope? What was the live platform before Periscope? I can't remember, but Periscope got so many people online out there and selling. And I feel like that was a platform that was so powerful, because so many people that I know started off on Periscope, or they expanded on Periscope, right? It was a platform where you can go live. I think it was owned by Twitter, or it's Twitter Live now. But it was an amazing platform where you can go live, you could share your expertise, you could share your experiences, you could share so much. And I feel like that was one of our first tastes of the average Joe could go live and share, right? Hey, Adam. Hey, Brown Chick Lexi. Hey, D. Hey, D-Star. How are you? Right? And Cole is saying that she was on Periscope going live, right? I feel like we were all on Periscope doing our thing. So Periscope was so fun to be on, and a lot of people were on Periscope speaking and sharing their expertise and getting their first taste of business. And so I feel like that was kind of like the inception of, you know, the regular people feeling like we have something to say, we got to say something, and, you know, this is the platform to do it on, right? And Nicole said, I remember when Nicole Walters quit her job on Periscope, everyone was watching, I was glued in. Wasn't that a moment? Like, oh my gosh. But yes, so many beautiful things happened on Periscope. And so I feel like live streaming then was really powerful for the average person. You didn't have to have all of the fancy things. You didn't have to have a TV show or connections with a major studio or anything. You could really share your voice. And so as things started to evolve, more and more platforms started integrating and putting live streams as part of, you know, that platform. Now we have platforms that are made specifically for live streaming, like Twitch, right? Where you get on there and you can stream for however long you want. Now, I like to think about like pop culture and the things that are happening in that way as what's kind of going to lead or indicate what's going to happen in our industries, right? When we speak about e-commerce, online courses, coaching, all of these platforms, we look at them to see what's going to trickle down and happen for us. Now, Platforms like QVC have been around forever. Of course, they're probably multi-million-dollar companies because they're still around. And there are things that they do so well, like maybe they just own the studio and they bring in collaborators, or maybe they make investments into creators so that they are able to launch a QVC line. And it's a huge thing when you're able to do that, right? And so that was the way that people were live streaming back in that time. And QVC is still around. Now Amazon Live is modeling QVC. Now TikTok Live is modeling QVC. Things are changing, things are shifting. And so I want us to start thinking ahead of time when it comes to how you can show up, how you can build a community, how you can nurture the right people, because guess what? That's going to be a huge part of it. Live streaming is not new, but what we do know is that it works. It works for brand building. It works for connecting. It works for conversions. And these are things I've been speaking about over the past few days. If you've been watching this live series, we've been live every day having a ball all together. And so I want you to start thinking about the things that I've been saying, because it's going to start coming together. So when we think about these platforms, it's an old model, but as we advance and grow in our industries, these things are going to be pertinent, okay? So I'm seeing Nicole saying that she bought her first flat screen TV from QVC because they had a payment plan. Oh man, guys, I just hit the wrong scene here. But so they had a payment plan, and so she bought her first TV in that way. Isn't that so cool? That is kind of wild. Wow. And so when we think about now, we're looking for trusted sources to buy from. We're looking for trusted sources to interact with, connect with, and shop with. And so live streaming is going to be a huge part of that process as we move along, especially into 2025. So if you're having these kinds of problems, right? If you're feeling like, well, Zaylee, guess what? I have been showing up. I've been creating content. I'm consistent sometimes I'm not consistent. Either way, you've been doing all the things. But when it comes to selling something on camera, you're not sure if people are going to buy, or it might be crickets when you connect with those people. Even in your comments, you're not seeing comments. You're like, what is going on? Live streaming is a huge component of that, because some of us are creating content, we're putting all the things out there, but we do not have a community on our platforms, right? Who here has a community on their platform? I mean, like, you have a group of people that show up for you all the time. Like, they'll show up under your post, they're in your DMs, they're connecting with you, they're doing all the things. Who here has that? If you are missing that component in your business, and it doesn't matter if you have a small following or a big following, if you don't have that happening for you, then you got to think about a medium that you can start implementing so that you are able to connect with people, show up and lead and create a community. And so that's the beauty of live streaming, right? So that's where we get to see the real. We get to see how people handle things, who they are, how they speak naturally. All of those things are the beauty of live streaming. It's what happens when you start going live. So I see Casey saying that she does have a community. I think that's what you're saying, Casey. I could be wrong. But I want you to think about that, right? Do you desire to have a community? And she's saying that Blaze Group is my community. I love that. I love that you've named your community, right? That is absolutely amazing. So that's something that we want to think about. And there's power in naming a community as well, because, they know that they're part of something, right? Like for me, I call my people the BOV fam because I'm all about being brave on video. That's a huge thing for me. It's a huge part of my business. It's a huge core component of who I am and what I do. And so my BOV fam, they're probably all up in and through here, or will be all up in and through here, in the replay or in my DMs, because that's just how it goes. My community is all over. But for you to grow and garner a community, you have to show up as such, and live streaming is super powerful for doing that. All right, guys. So we spoke about, what we're thinking about live streaming. Well, no, we're speaking about in 2025 what it's going to look like. But we caught up with, how it started. We caught up with things like QVC, Periscope, the evolution of live streaming and what's happening. And now we have Amazon Live, we have TikTok Live. And I want to tell you guys something. And I want you to listen to what I'm saying. Sometimes what happens to us is, as business owners or as creators, as coaches, we're thinking, oh my gosh, everyone is doing something specific. Like, everyone is doing that, so I'm not doing it. If everyone is doing something, it's working. Something about it is working. Dip your toe into the pool. Okay, I want you to remember that if everyone is doing something, it's working. But this is the thing about live streaming. Not everyone is doing it. Not everyone is doing it, because it is a test of your bravery, your ability to be okay with being on camera, your ability to be real and raw and to make mistakes, your ability to show up consistently to grow that community. There's so much triggers when it comes to live streaming or even being on camera, which is why I do what I do, right? Which is why I've dedicated my life to this purpose. And so not a lot of people are tapping into the power of live streaming. What that does is it gives the people who are interested in doing it and who are able to show up and be consistent and connect and share and talk about it, it gives you the upper hand. So in 2025, the businesses that are going to have the upper hand are the businesses or the people who have decided that against all those odds and the discomfort and whatever it is, I am going to show up, right? And so I see Stallone saying that LinkedIn Live is going to be crucial in 2025. And I do agree. Well, LinkedIn, right? So LinkedIn is going to be crucial in 2025 is what they said. But LinkedIn Live is going to be crucial in 2025, right? Mark my words, you'll see live streaming being the medium that people are really tapping into. So when we think about even live streams that are happening right now, so we have shoppable live streams happening everywhere, right? And so I'm telling you right now, start getting your live streaming strategy together. Start thinking about topics that you can speak about on live stream. That is something that I'm very good at. And I'm so good at it that I've created a list of 100 topics, over 100 topics. And it's a free list. It's a full list of topics for any industry for you to just pick something and go live. Okay. So I've created that for free for you. And if you do desire to grab that and you're on Instagram and you're watching, just comment the word topics in the live stream and I will send that directly to you via automation. Make sure you're following me though, but because I think it does something with the automation, but yeah. So just comment the word topics or DM me the word topics and that automation will go off and you'll get that free list of topics. So you never have to overthink what to talk about before I go live today. Because that is one of the main struggles that people have, right? I see the podologist saying fire. Yes, I had to create that. But so I want to share with you guys just the power of what live streaming is able to do. So recently, I don't know if you guys know who Kai Cenat is. I've been speaking about him. Awesome podologist. You got it. Yes. So I don't know if you know who Kai Cenat is, but he is a streamer. And so he did a live stream. So I'm going to break this down in business terms. So pay close attention to what I'm saying, because no one else is really thinking about this in the way that I've been thinking about it, right? So he's a streamer. And so he decided that he was going to stream for a month straight. He was going to stream live. He is a live streamer. I think he streams at a certain time every day. So he has a live show where he has people coming on. He has celebrities coming on, people popping in. I've even seen that he is garnering like an older audience, a younger audience. It's become like the sitcom that we kind of tune into every night. He decided that he was going to stream for a month straight. And you don't have to do this, but when you hear what I'm saying, you're going to understand, especially if you're thinking about business in 2025. So for Kai, he decided that he was going to stream for a month, and he was going to call it the Mafia-thon, right? I don't know why he named it that. Is that his my husband is in the room, so I'm like, why did Kai name the Mafia-thon? I don't know. Maybe that's his name for his community, right? But so he named it the Mafia-thon, and so he decided to let everyone know that he was going to be streaming live for 30 days, and he promoted that. And so when you promote your live stream, if you're a business owner, what starts to happen is people put it in their heads. Oh, okay, so this is happening. I'm going to tune in. He's going to be live for 30 days. There's questions there. Is this going to, how is this going to happen? Podiologist, I hope I'm saying that correctly, said he literally had Chris Brown show up to hang out, which is crazy. Yes, he had Chris Brown show up. He had Lizzo, SZA. Who else? I think Snoop was there. It was like all the people. And so when you think about it from a business perspective, that was literally a marketing campaign. It was a 30-day marketing campaign, guys. Doesn't mean that you need to be live for 24 hours, but it's so smart to create a time frame in which you have goals that you want to accomplish. And I'll tell you what Kai's goals were in a bit, but I just want to say his revenue ended up being $3 million monthly. I think so. $3 million monthly recurring income. Who can use that right now? That $3 million? Because let me tell you, $3 million monthly recurring, meaning month after month, he's going to be bringing in $3 million. I think he ended up at the end of the Mafia-thon of, that 30-day stretch with 700,000 people subscribing to his stream or his community. He was literally selling, right? So I want you guys to think about it in that way. I think Kai is 22 now. He's a kid from the Bronx, from New York, and he just put himself on camera. And so what I want to share with you guys is the power of going live, the power of connecting and being with your community. And so the Natural Cole said, what was he talking about every day? He had different things that he was talking about. He had different people that were coming into the live streams. So let's dissect it a bit. So we got the revenue, we got how much he made. Right? We understand, his time frame, his campaign. It was literally a campaign. No one is thinking about it like this. I'm looking at it. I'm like, this is a marketing campaign. 30 days. I'm going to stream live and you're going to tune in, right? I'm not turning off the live stream. I'm going to be live. And the goal is to grow his community, right? Crazy numbers. Doc said, hey, Doc said live streams are bomb for business because you can answer people directly. And Doc says he live streams for a living, which he does. Hey, Doc, so happy to have you here on the live. But listen, it's so crazy because he created this full on campaign, and the part that no one is dissecting really, and Stallone says Kyrie Irving was there too. Yes, he was. Yes, I just remembered that. So okay, let's think about it, right? So he had this whole Mafia-thon. It was 30 days, and he invited people to come through and connect and talk about it, right? And so and be on the live stream. And when we think about that aspect of things, what I want you to think about is that every time a new celebrity or a new person came on, he kind of went viral. So that added even more eyeballs to the situation that was happening already. So that's even more marketing, right? That is collaboration, guys. Think about people in your community or people in your industry that you want to connect with that can be guests on your live streams as well. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm actually building a show. I had a show back in 2019 into 2020. And I'm going to bring back that show because it was so powerful for my business. I live stream all the time, but I'm going to bring it back in show format, and I'm super excited about it. So this is why I'm giving y'all all this free tea and juice. You're literally watching me rebuild that show as we kind of, ease out of 2024 into 2025. But so what he did is he was bringing people in. It was basically collaborations. And every time someone new came in, remember, different people have different audiences. It's like your neighbor. Your neighbor has a different group of people that they know from the people that you know, from the people that your other neighbor knows. And when you think about it in that way, what we love about that is that every time someone new came on, their audience was tuned in, right? Because if I'm a fan of Snoop, I want to come on. I want to see what Snoop is talking about when he comes on. If I'm a fan of Chris Brown, I'm going to come on when Chris is on. But I might like what's going on, so I might stay around and subscribe. So I want you guys to start looking at it from that perspective. Doc said, I mean, if you cannot talk about your business all day, every day, you might need to change your business. Facts, super facts. Okay. So when we think about it in that way, he had 30 days, and in 30 days, he went up to 700,000 subscribers. I'm not saying you need 700,000 subscribers, but I also want you guys to remember that the business owners that you admire or the people that you admire, they started at 0 as well. Okay. I really want you to remember that I started at 0. Okay. And some days I still feel like I'm at 0, but that's just how the business brain works. But I wanted to share that because I want you guys to look at what's happening around us. That's not going to be the first time that we see something like that, and it's not going to be the last. Now, what happened is inside of that whole live stream, hey Ken, no worries at all. The beauty of it all is that, Kai's community. Kai was building his community. He was building trust with the community. The more time your people spend with you, the more they will trust you. It's like if you have a friend or a partner, the more time you spend with that person, the more you're going to trust them. It's the same thing with live streaming. The world is such a large place. We want to be able to connect with people, even though we aren't in the same room with them. Does that make sense? And live streaming is one of the best ways to do that. Doc says, I see Cole, let me add this. I have 18.5K subs and I come off a few G short of 200K a year with 2 live streams a week at 1 to 1.5 hours each. Real talk. I love that, Doc. I love that. So listen, it's a skill that you can build. It's something that you can really put your heart and soul into if your desire is like Doc, if you want to work for yourself and control your income. And for me, I've been selling products for years. I've been coaching for years. I've been partnering with the biggest brands for years in my industry. And the reason I'm able to do that is because they trust me. They see me live all the time. They see me on camera all the time. Whatever it is, they see me. And so they begin to trust me more and more as time goes along. And that's how you want to think about the people that you want to attract and help as well, right? I want you guys to start thinking about all of this. I want you guys to start thinking about the communities that you're able to build, the conversions that you're able to experience, because people start to know, love, and trust you as you spend time with them on live video, right? Thank you, Ken. Ken said, reminder to give Zaylee's vid a like. Let me tell you, thank you, Ken. You are so amazing. We appreciate you, Ken. We appreciate Ken around here. But yes, please give the video a like, guys, just so that other people can see it. Now, I want to share this as well. I did a live stream. I've been streaming all week, but one of my live streams, I can't remember what I tagged it, but every time I'm about to go live or I'm about to teach or share something, I'll do a little bit of research to see what's going on in my industry. And this is something that I teach a lot in my membership as well. I help you to actually research your industry, your business, to stay on top of what's going on. Because so many people have a business, guys, and y'all don't know what's going on in your industry because you're so bogged down in your little space. And I get it, but it's so important for you to know what's going on in your industry, know what the conversation is. What are people talking about? What are people struggling with most? What are people loving? You need to be aware of these things. And so before I went live, I was like, let me do a little search to see what's going on for 2025. And lo and behold, a video that I did 2 days ago was on the first page of Google. right? And I want you guys to think about that. A live stream, meaning I got on live and I just shared. I had my topic, I came on and I shared a lot. So if you are here and you want to know more about live streaming, want to know more about my process, my cameras, how I create, how I think about all of this, be sure to head over to my YouTube channel or on Instagram and watch the replays from this week. They are so powerful. I have so many people DMing me and telling me, oh my gosh, Saley. But all in all, I want you to start thinking about how you can show up live next year. I feel like it's so much easier to, to build that muscle for live streaming and to set a time. And I say that because, don't get me wrong, I am a YouTuber. I have a few YouTube channels, right? And I love creating, but there's nothing like going live and connecting with the people that are looking at your YouTube videos. So many times I'm live on YouTube and people come on and they're like, wait, this is a live video. This is a live video. And we get to connect, and more than likely they become a client or a customer, right? So that's the power of live streaming. Let me just check in with everyone to make sure everyone is okay. Sorry. I know I'm seeing hello from Brazil. Hello. I love it. Hey, Mitsuzi. Let me see, guys, my eyesight. Hey, Rashonda. Go Lightly. Resilient Goddess. What's up? Ken, we appreciate you. And Doc is reminding you guys that he is over 50, so anyone can do this, okay? That's really what it is. Like, it's really about being able to get up and connect with your people. A lot of us are so disconnected from our audiences, and then when we try to sell something, we're a little bit confused as to why this person isn't buying, or these people aren't buying, or we feel like, oh, no one wants what we have. But you have not taken the time to sit down and really tap into your audience and nurture that audience. And I think it's so important for us to start doing that, right? What questions do you guys have today? Let me see. Yes, Ken said, I'm definitely going to go live in 2024. I'm just going to go for it. Ken, I'm so proud of you. That is going to be so fire. So fire. Any questions you guys have about live specifically? I would love to get into it. While you guys are thinking about questions that you might have about live streaming and getting on camera and all of that stuff, I want to talk a little bit about things that are going to be really important for you, for your lives in 2025. So the first one that I want you to remember is when you're live, it's a great opportunity to teach. Yes, Ken, I thought 2024 too. It's a great opportunity for you to teach and help people to understand a little bit more about you, who you are, your expertise, your experience. And so one thing that's going to be huge in 2025, live or not, is storytelling. Mastering storytelling, okay? That's going to be a huge one. So being able to get on camera and share a bit about yourself, because stories help us differentiate who we are versus who someone else is, right? That's what is the differentiator. That is the thing that is like, okay, you know what? I resonate so much more with you versus someone else because your story is similar to mine. And if you can make it out of wherever you made it from, then I need to know how you did it versus how somebody else is doing it. The other thing storytelling does is it adds depth to your brand. It helps people to get to know you on a deeper level. The stories that we're most afraid of telling are the stories that are, the creme de la creme. Right? They're the ones that we should be telling. So I just wanted to make sure to share that. It's very easy to get on. Well, not very easy, but y'all know what I mean. Practice getting on and sharing a little bit about yourself, sharing a little bit about, and there are so many stories that I feel like when I sit down with experts, I'm like, I don't know anything about you. Like, I spent hours on your social prepping for this meeting and I don't know anything about you. I don't know how you started your business. I don't know why you started your business. I don't know why this is so important to you. And so a lot of us think that we could just come online and share tips and tricks, when in reality, tips and tricks will only get you so far because everyone else is sharing tips and tricks too. We all tipping and tricking out here. right? So how, that didn't sound too right, guys. That did not sound right. I promise. So when we think about that, we want to also think about, okay, so how can I go beyond that? Another thing that I want to share with you guys is just the power of documentation and sharing. If I sat with you right now on live and I told you about my day and, what happened, today and what I worked through today, maybe my to-do list, what it looked like, and I showed you all about that, like, think about the power of like that in itself, like you understanding who I am as an expert. What? Listen, Doc, come on. Thank you, Doc. Doc came through with a $50 super chat. Right? I need a horn. I do have one, but it's going to turn into a party if I bring the horn out. Doc said, let me see. You reminded me I should use my Osmo 3 and run behind the scenes shots. Mahalo. Keep doing your thing. Doc, I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Yes, I have Rio right. He's in the background with the Osmo right now. So we're getting footage. Karanda said, no, it did not. Karanda, are you still stuck on tipping and tricking? Because that's what we're all doing. It's all with the tips and the tricks. And even though those are great, there has to be depth to your brand, who you are, what you do. And we want to know more about you. Like I tell you guys all the time, I used to be so afraid of going live. I used to be afraid of what people were going to think about me. I used to feel like when I tap into my new level as a person and as a business owner, I would have people that knew me from before, and they would be thinking, who does she think she is? I used to be thinking all the things. Even as I started going live and sharing, I would have people come on and I would like freeze up a little bit, like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen this person in years. I was having this conversation with my members in the membership last night. And, these were the things that we were talking about. And so now that I am on live and I have embraced my identity, I mean, I did this years ago, but it took some time to get into it, and I did it anyway. I felt uncomfortable and I kept doing it anyway because I knew what I desired. So it's the same thing for you. You're going to feel that discomfort, but there is so much beauty in showing up, right? Yesterday I spoke about being authentic on live stream, like, and sharing authentically, because when you're on live and you're actually speaking out your thoughts and your ideas and your content, what begins to happen is, and you start mixing that with your stories and your knowledge, you can transcribe that, and you're going to have such different content from the tippers and the trickers, right? Your content is going to start becoming more potent. I don't know if you guys are thinking about that or picking up what I'm putting down. And I share my full process in the membership, but this is something that is so powerful. Karanda said, tipping and tricking, you have a way with words, and I love it. I don't know where that came from, Karanda. Doc said, yes, the biggest undervalued point is share the real deal you. People are looking for connection more than ever. That is so true. So true. Oh man, Stallone said, I've been low-key following since your Canva videos. Stallone, I'm happy you're here. Hello. I'm so excited because in 2025, we're doing so much more based on like just the software that we use on the back end. We use so many things that I can share about and talk about. So I'm sliding back into that bag. Ooh, not Doc coming through with a word. Doc said childbirth is uncomfortable, I assume, but my mama was glad she had me. Look at Doc up in here making trouble, right? But literally, it's true. So we want to think about like what's different about us, and you don't have to think too far. So this morning I was having a thought, and it was a really potent thought. I was thinking about the fact that we love entertainers, and, we all have our favorite, superstar or artist or rapper or singer or whoever it is that you really admire. And I was thinking about the fact that we love them so much because they're being their raw, true, authentic selves, right? They're being like they're saying the things that we wish we could say, or they're doing the things that we wish we could do, or like, damn, that bar was crazy because I didn't even think about it like that. But we're so afraid to show up in those ways, in a way where our art feels raw and real and authentic to ourselves, because we're afraid of what people are going to think or how people are going to judge us. Yeah. Anyone feels that? Like, you know, or I can't do what someone else is doing because I'm just not that good. We have so many thoughts when it comes to our work and the things that we create and the things that we do. And I really want you guys to think about 2025 in a completely different way. It's going to be uncomfortable, like Doc said, but I want you to remember that everything you desire is on the other side of your comfort zone. Literally. Right? Hey, Gary. So I want you guys to remember that everything that you desire, it doesn't feel comfortable. It doesn't feel familiar either, but it's on the other side of your comfort zone. I really, really want you guys to remember that because it's so important for us to think about things in that way. Now, the other thing that I want you guys to think about, Doc has me cracking up. Doc, that's all of us. Doc is saying he's been walking around all day screaming mustard. Now I'm hearing the horns in my head. But when we think about getting on live, another thing that I want us to focus on is that consistency. And I spoke about this a few times. That consistency is so powerful because you don't want to show up and then you show up like 3 months later. You know, like, I want you to think about it in this way. Like, wait, I have something to say and I want to make that time so I can show up consistently. Let me ask Doc. Doc, do you have a consistent show time? I want to know if you have a consistent show time, because Doc just shared with us that he goes live twice a week. Right? Ken said, I do feel that at times, but not as much as before. I love that. So having a consistent showtime is so important because people know to, let's commune at this time or let's meet up at this time. Right? And that in itself is just such a powerful tool to let people know, hey, this is my showtime. It's kind of like when you're going to work every morning, right? Every morning you're going to work and you have a morning show that you've been listening to for the past 12 years. Yes or yes or no. You know, like, because they have a consistent time that they are scheduled for. And so they show up. So Doc is saying, yes, he does have a consistent show time. And he's been showing up at 8 a.m. Hawaii time every Tuesday and Saturday for 4 years. Okay. And he just shared with us that he makes close to $200,000 a year. Come on, y'all. Right. And what I love is that Doc shared that he goes live for 1 to 1.5 hours twice a week. Come on, y'all. Right. Karanda said, I need to set a consistent showtime, but this scares me. So let's talk about that. It feels uncomfortable. It feels uncomfortable to say, I'm going to show up. Now, I think a lot of what feels scary and uncomfortable is kind of like we're thinking like, okay, when I do this, I have to commit to it for 4 years like Doc, and I don't know how my life is going to change in the next 4 years, right? So there's that thought process as well. And if that is something that you're scared of, do it for 3 months. And when you see the changes that begin to happen, you know, you might end up 4 years later doing your show for 2 hours, right? Twice a week and knocking your goals out of the park. Gotcha, Doc. So when you think about it in that way, I really want you guys to start thinking about how powerful it is to be able to log on, you know, get onto the internet and create a community or commune with the people that are already in love with what you do, what you share, the way your brain works. I always say the people that we work with in our programs, in our membership, they're the most genius people I have ever come across. But there's just that fear in them of, I don't know if I should put myself out there. I don't know what people are going to think, or, just all the things. Like, you really have to decipher, what is it for me? Like, what's really holding me back? And also, like, another year is going to pass, and all of the things that I keep saying I'm going to do and I'm not doing it, I really have to think about, like, like, come on. Gary says, it is the fear of success. Yeah, no, I get it. That's a real fear. That is a real fear. And I definitely went through that as well, Gary. Let me see. Gary said, let's talk. You know what time to go to the Piggly Wiggly, because if you show up at the wrong time, you get no Frosted Flakes and milk. It's going to be gone. Okay. Karanda said, 3 months. That's a lot. So Karanda, what about 1 month? But maybe I will commit to 1 month. Yeah. It's just a commitment, And so after you're done with that 1 month, like right now, I have our members in the membership doing a week live, right? And I'm looking at them shift in real time, and it's so powerful. Doc said, people need to know how to find you. Consistency is authenticity. I do agree with that, because this is the thing. Thank you, Doc. The thing is, we've gotten so comfortable with an online business that we're not opening up business for, we're not opening up the shop for business. If you had a physical business, a brick and mortar business, you have to open up at a specific time. But now that we're online, I feel like because the bar is lower for starting a business now, people really, it's not something that they take seriously. What do you think about that, Rio? Like, yeah, it's kind of like I'll open up whenever, right? The thing is that when you open up your physical business, it lets your customers know that they can walk in. And going live is a great way to let your customers know they can walk in. I'm open for business. So. I think the consistency is like being in a relationship. Ooh. No, it's like if you talking to somebody. Yeah. You ghosted that person. Yes. So Rio said that, that consistency is like you're dating someone. And when you stop going live, it's kind of like you ghosted that person. And that's really a good way to look at it. Ken says, my work schedule varies so much. I'm glad I was able to catch you this week, Zaylee. Thank you so much. Ken, I'm so grateful that you're here. We appreciate you for sure. I like that. Come on, Doc. But guys, I really just wanted to come on, spend some time with you guys, connect with you about what I'm feeling for 2025 as it pertains to live streaming. I feel like it's something that you do want to make sure that you are thinking about for 2025, because it's going to be a different game in 2025. Like, y'all know. Right? Things have been really hard. And so we want to make sure that we are showing up for what we desire, and we are doing what is in our control. And everyone has an internet connection. Everyone has a way to log on. And I know that because y'all be scrolling. Yep. Y'all be scrolling, right? But you're not showing up for what you believe you're able to accomplish or what you can do. And so it's time to reevaluate that feeling inside of you that's been holding you back for so long, or it's time to reevaluate that ceiling. Like, why are you only hitting this specific number? Or why is it that every time you start, you fall off at the same place? Right? Or why is it every time you're about to experience a little bit of success, you go and you start something completely new over and over? It's time to think about the reason why behind those things. The beauty of learning a skill like live streaming, being on camera, creating content, selling on camera, which are all the things that I'm obsessed with. The beauty of that is that skill is transferable. So it's something that you need to put into your arsenal for the next year. Guys, I'm about to be out. Doc said, put it this way, there's a bakery with bomb brownies, but they open when they feel like it. I got tired of going and they closed. Now I don't even bother, even though them joints hit. Why is Doc preaching on the live stream tonight? Seriously, that's literally what happens. And y'all open up a whole new can of worms now. Why is it that the most talented, the dopest individuals, the people that are capable of so much, it's those people that are doubting themselves, doubting their talent, hitting those ceilings and starting over? Is the dopest, most talented. Have y'all ever met someone like that? Like someone so talented, like so dope, but they're just not like, they're like coasting, or they always have a new crazy idea that they're starting over, or they never follow through with something, or, you know, and guess what? That used to be me at one point. So it's time, it's possible to push through. Definitely possible to push through. All right, y'all. I love y'all. Thank you so much for everyone that is here watching. I feel like I wasn't seeing my IG family really clearly tonight. Y'all were quiet on IG. YouTube was popping tonight. Doc, Cole, Ken, Stallone, everybody was in the comments. Y'all were just quiet on IG. However, I just want to say I love you guys. I appreciate you guys so much for showing up and hanging out with me. I will be live again tomorrow. I don't know. What do y'all want to see tomorrow? Tomorrow, I may do a walkthrough of my set. I don't know. Live Your Ministry. Hello. Of course. Thank you for being here. Mahalo, dog. It is the judgment. Ooh, tomorrow night. Yes, I will be live again. Tomorrow night, I'll be live around 5 o'clock because I'm coaching at 6 o'clock. I'm coaching my community at 6 o'clock. So I'll be live at 5. And so, yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Maybe I might do a walkthrough of my set. I don't know. I'll put a poll on Instagram, so we'll vote to see, what I should do tomorrow. I'll leave it up to y'all. I love you guys. Ken said studio tour. I appreciate you guys so much, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.